Kevin Jackson Radio Show.
What is the definition of compromise as it relates to slavery and the Civil War?
Look, I'm not going to get in and relitigate the Civil War. It's like I told you yesterday. I think I've addressed the concerns that a lot of people had and the questions that you had, and I'm not going to relitigate history here.
When you left, so and I'm going to ask the question again. And
why don't you ask it in the way that you're apparently accusing me of being?
I'm not accusing. I'm asking a question, Sarah. Seriously, the question is: does this administration believe? Does this president believe slavery was wrong? And before you answer, Mary Frances Berry, a historian, said, in 1860, there was a compromise. The compromise was to have southern states keep slavery, but the Confederacy fired on Fort Sumter that caused the Civil War. And because of the Civil War, what happened? The North won.
I think it is disgusting and absurd to suggest that anyone inside of this building would support slavery. Peter.
Welcome, everybody. Kevin Jackson here. That was an exchange between Sarah Sanders, press secretary for the president, and April Hill, resident leftist racist. I don't know who she's with, some black periodical, asking a silly question. Of everything that's going on in this country, that's what she decides to ask a question about. It's disturbing. Black folks on the left will never feel equal because they've been taught to feel like victims. That is the only way those people can think. So glad you folks are here because you are not victims. You don't think like victims, and neither do I. And maybe that's what gravitates you to me. I don't know. I think we gravitate to one another because we look for people with our same spirit. I was talking to some millennial, and you know who it was? It was a girl from Russia. I was on the plane with her, and I said to her, because she was like, I don't understand guns in America. And I said, I'm not surprised. I said, let me ask you this. I said, if things went to heck in Russia, where she's from right now, she's near Moscow. I said, what would you do? How would you eat? I go, would you kill a rabbit, a squirrel, whatever indigenous wildlife is there, or would you starve to death? And she looked at me and went, starve to death. I went, exactly. I said, we would grab our pistols. We'd go out. We'd learn. We know how to make. I do. I know how to survive in the wilderness. I'm going to make a shelter. I'm going to always have the ability to make fire. I'm going to gather up my firewood. I'm not going to have cable. I'm not going to have my video games. I'm going to have hooks to fish with. I know how to make them. I'm going to set snares and traps and trap animals. I'm going to make sure I'm protected from the wildlife that could kill me. And I'm going to thrive. It'll be a very different life than the life I lead now, but I will know how to survive. The overwhelming majority of kids like her, she was a translator for a Russian nuclear physicist. And I said, kids like you will starve. You have no clue how to survive in the wilderness. So, I was telling her, she was telling me about her boyfriend. He's a real Russian He-Man. I said, well, good. You found one of the few. It's like in America, there's just not that many. Anyway, boy, do we have so much to talk about. Sarah Sanders, the reason why I played that clip is I want you to understand that the left, and particularly the black left, will never let up on slavery. We're in 2017, and this chick, April Hill, is asking, what does the president think about slavery? How silly. It's stupid. We've got huge problems that we inherited. And if you notice, Donald Trump, President Trump, doesn't live in the past. He doesn't go, look, he may point and go, yeah, this guy gave us a crappy economy. I fixed it. He gave us a crappy foreign policy. I fixed it. He doesn't say it as if to say, look at what I inherited. I'm not able to fix it. A guy who can fix it will tell you, yeah, he couldn't fix it. I fixed it. You ever taken something to somebody or a friend says, yeah, bring it over, I'll take a look at it. And they take a look at it and they don't do anything to it. And you finally take it to somebody qualified and they fix it with ease. You want to know why? Because they have all the things. They have all the tools to do it. You take your car to your buddy that thinks he knows something about cars and he's like, oh, yeah, I think it says, I'm not sure. But then you take it to the mechanic, he goes, well, let me hook it up. Bloop, 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 bloop. Not only does he have the knowledge, he has the equipment. He knows who to go to. He's got manuals. That's all he does. And you take it to the rookie. We gave our country to a rookie, not us, but the left. He posed as Superman, not to go, to use the quip from Cat Williams, but he posed as Superman, and the left forgot to ask him if he could fly. No, he couldn't. They gave a rookie the economy, a guy who'd never run anything, and expected him to be good at it. It still floors me. And if you talk about Obama, just a little inside baseball, I got asked by a Fox person. They asked me, they didn't ask me, said, you don't like President Obama, do you? And I said, I have nothing against him. Nothing. Wouldn't want to get a beer with him. Wouldn't want to hang out with him. He's a snake in the grass. But I have nothing against him except his policies. His policies don't work. They impact me directly and indirectly. I'm not safer under his policies. I don't feel safer. I don't feel safer traveling as an American on his policy. There are places in the world that I go, I'd never go there. There are places in the world I used to go freely that I go, I'll never go back. That's a direct result of Barack Obama's foreign policy. I've seen what his Obamacare did to me. It devastated me. Let me tell you, for the amount of money that I've spent in medical, I'm not talking about going to the doctor. I'm talking about paying $1,500 a month for insurance that has an $11,000 deductible. Before I touch insurance, I'm out of $29,000. That's not the medical system I signed up for. That's crazy. I don't have to go to the doctor and I'll pay 18 grand. If I go to the doctor up to a point, I pay 29 grand before anything kicks in. That's a heck of a, put me in charge of that and give me a lot of white people with money. Happy to be a part of it. So I don't have a problem with Obama. I have a problem with his policies. And I have a problem with a guy who won't change course because he's so dogmatically bent on failure. We've got lots to talk about. Mueller needs to take the dogs off of Donald Trump and point them at Hillary Clinton's people. And I know he's starting to do that, and we're going to see some big news coming up shortly, folks. No shortage of things in the news cycle.
This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.
Do you owe back taxes to the IRS or state? The secret to avoiding the IRS nightmare is to seek professional representation. My friends at Security Tax Associates provide the most cost-effective and ethical representation in the industry while helping to avoid seizures, levies, and wage garnishments. Security Tax Associates is here to ensure that the appropriate steps are taken to permanently eliminate any possibility of future tax burdens once and for all. For a free, no-obligation consultation, contact Security Tax Associates, 844-779-4177. That's 844-779-4177. 844-779-4177. Or visit them at securitytaxassociates.com.
Beth Cook Moranville, author of Closer Than Your Breath, a book of hope.
Hope, that wonderful, wonderful four-letter word that you may feel completely out of. I wrote this book to give you great hope. It's not too late. If fetal position is an all too familiar place for you, I understand. If the next 60 seconds are too long, this book is for you. Wherever you are right now, whether you're dealing with divorce or death or sickness, take hope. You are going to make it through this pain. Don't roll your eyes. I've walked this road and I know it. The best is yet to come.
Closer Than Your Breath, a book of hope from author and speaker Beth Cook Moranville, can be found on Amazon.com or Kindle.com. For more information, visit closerthanyourBreath.com or on Facebook at Closer Than Your Breath.